In the Weekend Review from the Ingraham angle tonight, Miss Laura is outraged about 44-year-old Mazemel Hassan, a Muslim TV executive living in Buffalo, apparently beheaded his wife this week after she filed for divorce. Hassan is an American citizen and was widely praised by both NBC News and Fox News for starting a TV station for Muslims.
It's the brainchild of Asiya Zubair, an architect, and her husband, Muzamil Hussan, a banker, who are disturbed that negative images of Muslims seem to dominate TV, especially since 9/11.
The founder of Bridges TV says he wants to build bridges of understanding between Americans and Muslims and break down negative stereotypes.
Joining us now from Washington with her take on this, and Nancy Pelosi's meeting with the Pope, Fox News analyst Laura Ingraham. You know, the guy walks in, I guess, to the cops in Buffalo and says, you know, I just cut my wife's head off. You know, an American could have done this, a Catholic, any faith could have done it. Has been done in the past. But does this have any special meaning because he's a Muslim?
Well, we don't know. That's the question. I mean, we don't know yet. But one thing we do know, Bill, is that the media, and I say that as a generic term, you know, Fox News has actually covered the horrific nature of the story and given all the relevant facts. NBC, CBS, and ABC have not done stories on this horrific beheading, okay? As of, you know, late this afternoon, the last time we did the check on it, no coverage of this, okay? Now, how is it that when at a television station that was supposed to build bridges between Muslims and the rest of the United States and to get rid of stereotypes, a woman is beheaded, and these networks that are covering Natalie Holloway, you know, Kaylee Anthony, you know, Scott Peterson, all these stories that are, you know, tragedy TV mania, they're terrible stories, but this isn't a story to cover? And when you do cover it, like CNN online, the Muslim part of this is downplayed. Don't you think this is a disturbing development, especially after the honor killing that was done in Dallas of the Saeed girls? I mean, that was another issue that wasn't covered in January of 2008.
You know how I feel about the media. I think it's flat out corrupt. I think we see it almost daily now. But let's try to get to Fox News. Gave this guy a nice story. We did. NBC News gave him a puff piece. Now he turns around and he commits this crime. No, we don't know.
There's no follow-up by NBC, Bill. There's no follow-up.
Why do you think that? Why do you think that is? Are they afraid? Are they afraid of angering Muslims?
Yeah. Well, you know, maybe, you know, Eric Holder's right. Maybe we're a nation of cowards. Everyone's afraid to bring up a fact that may not, but it may very well be relevant. All I know is that there are only, you know, a couple of wacko strains of religions in the world, and I'm talking about wackos. I'm not saying all Muslims believe this or all Muslims do this. Obviously, Muslims are horrified that this happened. But the fact that this happens in the United States, following on the heels of honor killings of two young girls who had the temerity to wear Western clothes and talk to boys. Their father murdered them in an honor killing, almost got no coverage by the media. He fled, it looks like, to Egypt, and we've never found him. Yeah, the Saeed girls, and their father fled, we've never found him. This is happening in the United States.
The key question, one more time, because I want to get to Pelosi. Do you think NBC and the rest of them are afraid to anger Muslims, or are they politically correct? Which is it?
I think it's both. I think they don't want to risk the backlash by the Council on American Islamic Relations, other Muslim groups. I think they're very afraid. And I think if this were Pat Robertson, who lit his wife on fire in the 700 Club studios, they'd be all over.
Every Catholic priest who molested a child, bang, right there.
Yeah, well, it's covered. And
you're absolutely
I'm not saying
right
it shouldn't be covered, but.
All right, Nancy Pelosi goes to meet the Pope yesterday. We reported on it last night. You might have seen that. And a couple of things that were interesting. The Vatican did not release a photo of the Pope and the Speaker, as they often do. She put out a statement that was 180 degrees opposite from the Vatican statement about what the conversation centered around. So what's your take?
Well, what happened was she met with her Archbishop in San Francisco, Niederauer, before she went to Rome, Bill. And from the reporting, and it's only been a few reports on what Niederauer said, was basically, look, you know, get ready, because you're going to hear, again, what the church's teachings are on life, especially legislators, people in public life who call themselves Catholics, who say they're ardent and faithful Catholics, and who then say they're speaking truth about church teachings. The Pope has totally shut that down. In the statement released by the Vatican, he said that if you're a legislator or a jurist especially, you have a duty to protect life from conception to natural death. End of story. So I hope reporters follow Nancy Pelosi up on her previous statement that the church has been unclear about this for hundreds of years. Absolutely untrue, totally shut down, and now I think this is all coming to a head now. You know, the whole idea of cafeteria, Catholics, you pick and choose, you know, what you favor and what you don't, that the church's teachings. Pope said, you're a legislator. This is your sacred duty to do this.
The word duty comes into the fore. It'll be interesting to see if anybody who interviews Nancy Pelosi brings this up to her, because I'd like to talk to her about it and say,
it's not just that.
Well, she'll never come on with me. But,
well, no, but Bill, it's not just that. It's Joe Biden. It's all these other Democrats. Kathleen Sebelius.
It's
Kathleen
Cuomo's,
Sebelius is going to be the new HHS secretary. I mean, this is coming to a head, and I think you're going to start seeing, you know, perhaps, you know, I hope not a fissure, and you know, a lot of people out there are praying that maybe this will be something that eventually will turn Nancy Pelosi's viewpoint around. But the Pope has shut the cafeteria Catholics down. I think
we will make an attempt.
The cafeteria is closed.
We will make an attempt to debrief the speaker when she comes back to the United States. Laura, as always.